Well, g'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life, and today we're going to be turning this into this. So what exactly is the point of putting an aftermarket intake on your car? Well, for starters, the stock intake here is very good at filtering out all of the rubbish that's trying to get into your engine and blow it up. But the byproduct of that is that it's quite quiet and it can be a bit restrictive when it comes to letting lots of air into your engine. More air going into the engine is of course going to mix with more fuel and therefore create a bigger bang, meaning more power. So how exactly do you get more air into the engine? Well, you get an aftermarket cold air intake like this one from Simota. It gets its air from way down over here in the coldest region of the engine bay. Colder air, obviously, is a bit more dense, so it has more air particles in it, which means when it gets to the engine, it's going to create a bigger bang. And then of course, when you pair it with a nice, smooth, free-flowing pipe and a high-flow filter, you're going to get quite a lot more air going into that engine. So, would I recommend getting an intake for your car? Well look, absolutely. This intake that I put on this car cost me $150, and even though it's paired with an old 2.2 single cam 4-banger, listen to that! The sound alone makes it well and truly worth it. But the best part about it is that when you just want to cruise, it just sounds like it did before. It's super quiet, but because it's only making noise when you get on it and actually suck in some air, then you can have the noise when you want it, but it can be completely quiet when you just want to get to work in the morning. Man alive, with these lowering springs and tires, this thing is a beast to drive on a back road. So obviously, the sound is fantastic, but the real bonus comes when you realize that this does actually genuinely make this a quicker car. I can feel right from the off that the mid-range torque is better because it's able to let more air into the engine. So the handling is fantastic, and mate, this car is definitely quicker than it was before, simply with the addition of that intake. And what's more, it's extremely cheap, as I said before, and very easy to install. It only takes you about 10 minutes. And then you get noise, you get extra performance. It's just a win-win all round. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life. And if you want to see me installing the wheels and lowering springs that make my car handle like this, then click over here. And if you want to see me comparing my Accord when it was stock to an EK1 Civic sedan from the same era, then click over here. And I will look forward to seeing you again next time.